by Mo Gawdat. That little voice in your head, adjust the code that runs your brain. Imagine harnessing the power over that constant chatter in your mind, the little voice that often brings unnecessary doubts and negativity. And that little voice in your head, Mo Gawdat invites you on a transformative journey, encouraging you to view your brain not as the core of your identity but as a machine you can program to work towards happiness. This summary will guide you through understanding the brain's operations, akin to software processes, uncovering why we might struggle with unhappiness, and learning effective techniques to foster joy. From expelling harmful inputs to balancing our primal instincts, explore how this enlightening read equips you with tools to rewire your thought patterns for a brighter, more content life. Dive into the concepts of useful thinking to reshape your outputs positively and harness a mind that serves rather than sabotages you.
Mastering your mind. Imagine your mind as a highly advanced computer, constantly processing and generating thoughts. Yet, these thoughts don't define who you are. The real power lies in acknowledging that you are distinct from the byproducts of your brain. Just like you're not merely the carbon dioxide your lungs expel, you aren't your thoughts either. This separation of identity allows you to observe your thoughts rather than be consumed by them. Ever notice the internal voice that seems to chatter away endlessly? Contrary to what it might seem, you aren't obliged to heed its directives. The beauty of human consciousness is in its ability to choose. You can actively decide how your internal dialogue shapes your perception and reaction to the world. Author Gawdat suggests that understanding this distinction can lead to profound empowerment. Once we realize we aren't our thoughts, we gain the ability to reshape them, training our minds to cultivate happiness. Let's explore the basics of how our brain processes information. Think of it as a simple three-step model: input, process, and output. Inputs are everything that you experience through your senses, while processes are the brain's methods of handling these inputs. Outputs, then, are the results of this processing. When dissatisfaction with your life creeps in, it's often because the outputs aren't aligning with your desires for happiness. You might have tried strategies like meditation or exercise, but still find yourself stuck. This is akin to installing software updates on a slow computer without seeing speed improvements. The issue may not be with your processes or practices, but rather with the inputs you're feeding into your mental system. To begin optimizing your neural output, start by scrutinizing your inputs. Try a simple activity: set aside 5 minutes in a quiet space to reflect on your past week. Write down everything you remember experiencing, whether it's sights, sounds, or feelings. This list will be your baseline for evaluating how these inputs might be affecting your mental and emotional states. Tracking these inputs can help you identify patterns and areas where you can make changes for a more fulfilling life. With conscious effort, you'll soon realize how much control you have over your happiness by mastering the art of managing your thoughts. Unplugging unhappiness. Begin unraveling the mystery of why our brains sometimes lead us astray. Imagine counting backwards: 4, 3, 2, 1. This sequence will guide you through the 4 culprits behind our unhappiness and equip you with the knowledge to troubleshoot these mental pitfalls. First, consider the 4 types of faulty inputs that affect your mindset. They include conditioning, recurrent thoughts, pent-up emotions, and those pesky hidden triggers. These elements are born from the experiences and beliefs you've accumulated over your lifetime. While the first 3 inputs are internal and often misleading, hidden triggers come from external sources like media influences or well-meaning advice that might not always serve you well. Next, explore the realm of defensive mechanisms. Our brain's evolution has equipped us with 3 powerful systems, starting with the primal reptilian brain that helps us navigate danger. It links us to our animal ancestors, instinctually steering us away from threats. Meanwhile, the mammalian brain encourages us to seek pleasure and avoid discomfort. Lastly, our advanced rational brain tackles complex challenges unique to humans, like writing novels or creating technology. Although each system serves an essential function, they can dominate our thoughts and behaviors when unchecked. For instance, living solely in fear can trap us in reptile mode, while constantly chasing pleasure can lead to unhealthy attachments. Our rational brain, although sophisticated, can overthink situations to the point of dissatisfaction. The next piece of the puzzle involves two polarities, the collaboration between the left and right sides of our brain. Much like dual processors in a computer, the right brain dives into creativity and emotions, while the left manages structure and strategy. For optimal function, balance is key. When one side overpowers the other, it disrupts our harmony, just like a computer lagging when one processor is overloaded. Finally, focus on the pesky villain of our countdown, incessant thinking. Picture it as a cow repeatedly chewing cud, necessary for cows, but detrimental for us when applied to our thoughts. Repetitive negative thinking, or rumination, embeds harmful ideas into our mental framework, influencing every aspect of our life. With this understanding, you're primed to embark on the thrilling journey of debugging these mental glitches, striving for a more balanced and joyful existence. Brain Debugging Toolkit. Transforming your mental processes involves understanding and addressing the four main disruptive elements: conditioning, old thoughts, hampered emotions, and hidden triggers. Picture it as a code that needs debugging, using the countdown of 4, 3, 2, 1 to remember and tackle these inputs. Start by interrogating your beliefs. Are they beneficial? Where do they originate? Are they even true? This kind of self-inquiry can dramatically shift your perspective. For example, when confronted with a stressful situation, ask yourself about its actual threat level. Is this moment truly life-threatening or just perceived to be overwhelming? Reflecting on instances where others have overcome similar, worst-case scenarios might help balance your instincts. Another technique is to pay close attention to the incessant voice in your head. Let it ramble for 25 minutes with an alarm set. Notice how it quiets down when you deliberately listen, a testament to the power of focused attention. Creating new habits can also counterbalance faulty inputs. Hidden triggers like excessive media consumption can skew your perception. Reducing exposure to violent content and celebrity gossip can heighten your awareness of their influence. Gawdat, the author, personally opted out of violent movies and limited his news intake significantly, noting a positive difference. Working on material detachment can combat the attachment issues spawned by your brain's pleasure-seeking tendencies. Regularly decluttering not just your space but also your mind, by reflecting on unnecessary thoughts, can create mental clarity. Gawdat suggests dedicating a routine session, like an hour each Saturday, to discard unneeded items, fostering the habit of letting go. Balancing cognitive polarities demands engaging both sides of your brain. Before acting, thoroughly examine a problem from every angle. This be, learn, do mindset involves informing yourself comprehensively before making decisions. Understanding what's driving your mental and emotional states empowers you. By employing skepticism and self-awareness, you enhance your confidence and shape a more intentional life. Once you've mitigated factors causing psychological distress, you unlock further avenues to enhance your mental programming, ultimately optimizing your life experience. Joyful brain hacks. Imagine experiencing pure bliss without spending hours in meditation like a monk. While meditation can calm a restless mind, it's not practical for everyone. Instead, picture a more active approach called useful thinking, which directs mental energy to transform negativity into positivity. Since your brain concentrates on one thing at a time, these thoughts, much like joyful ones, can break through negative cycles and extend happiness beyond yourself. Embrace 4 specific types of useful thinking. First is experimental thinking, akin to mindfulness, which immerses you in the present. Incorporate small acts into your daily routine, like savoring a picturesque view during your morning stroll or indulging in your favorite playlist during your commute. Turn focus inward, reflecting on your emotional state or assessing your physical sensations. Next, problem-solving shines, a trait often celebrated in the workplace and invaluable in personal life. When confronting a troubling thought or situation, start by asking, is it true? If so, can you act on it? If action is impossible, aim for acceptance and commitment. Let go of falsehoods, act where you can, and embrace acceptance when change isn't feasible. Flow, the third type, has you fully immersed in an activity to the point where time fades. Cultivate this by selecting a beloved skill, adding complexity, and breaking it into manageable tasks. Approach each task thoughtfully, unrestricted by time. Lastly, giving enhances both personal happiness and the world around you. Whether it's offering a kind word, volunteering, or donating, generosity sparks joy. Numerous studies underline the profound happiness that arises from giving. This encapsulates the essence of Mo Gawdat's approach in That Little Voice in Your Head, where happiness is achieved by treating our thoughts like a system to optimize, channeling them into transformative paths akin to proficient computer troubleshooting.
Concluding this enlightening exploration of Mo Gawdat's That Little Voice in Your Head, we've unveiled powerful insights into redefining how we perceive and manage our thoughts. By realizing that our identity extends beyond our brain's operations, we gain the freedom to choose positivity over negativity, empowering us to transform our mental landscape. From identifying detrimental inputs to engaging in useful thinking, Gawdat provides a pragmatic framework for achieving happiness that resonates in both personal and global realms. Embracing mindfulness, solving problems proactively, and spreading kindness not only enrich our satisfaction but also influence our surroundings positively. As you close this book summary, remember the profound impact of wielding your mental software, shaping a life where positivity prevails and self-awareness leads to lasting contentment.